Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. There's a lot of rumors floating about this machine. There's been a lot of rumors over the past several years that 5-liter, normally aspirated V8 that comes in the Genesis sedan would make its way over to this particular machine. Hyundai and a lot of other outlets claim that it will fit nicely in the vehicle, work nicely in the chassis, but yet we've still never seen it come to be. Well, apparently in the next generation Genesis Coupe, we may get to see a little change up front, but it's not going to be that 5-liter V8. Apparently the 3-liter normally aspirated V6 is going to get a little help from some forced induction. Apparently it's going to be twin turbocharged. Now again, this is still just rumor fodder, so we'll have to wait and see what comes of this in the future. A vehicle that will be shown off the Geneva Motor Show, and we talked about one of the last episodes, is the brand new Audi Prologue Avant concept. But now we got official details to go along with the fancy photos. This vehicle will get a 3-liter turbocharged diesel engine, making 349 brake horsepower. It's also going to have an electric engine that's down in the 8-speed ZF gearbox, putting out another 134 brake horsepower. So, between the two of them, it's going to be making 449 brake horsepower and 553 pounds-feet of torque. Now, it's going to be all-wheel drive, which is not totally unusual when you come to Audi products, but it's going to have all-wheel steering, which is very intriguing. We've seen this in a couple of other models, especially here over the past several years, so be intriguing to see just what exactly Audi has up their sleeve for that all-wheel steer model. Now, it looks a little bit on the big side, even though this vehicle may be all aluminum, but Audi claims this vehicle is going to be able to do 0 to 60 jaunts in just 5.1 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour, which we're assuming is electronically limited. Again, I say Audi, you need to build this thing. It looks amazing, and hopefully we'll know a whole lot more about Audi's intentions coming at the Geneva Motor Show, which is only in a handful of days. Next up on the list, Audi shows off ahead of the Geneva Motor Show, where this vehicle will make its official debut. High-res photos of the brand new Audi R8. And we got some official details to come along with this particular deal. Now again, the V8 version apparently is gone for good because the first 2 editions of this machine will be V10 only. In fact, there will be an R8 and an R8 Plus version. If you get the R8, it comes with the V10 that making 540 brake horsepower and 398 pounds-feet of torque. Now, if you opt up for the R8 Plus, it comes with 610 brake horsepower and 413 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 62 comes in at 3.5 seconds for the R8 and 3.2 seconds for the R8 Plus. 201 miles an hour is the top speed for the R8 and 205 for the Plus version. Now, the vehicle is lower, it's wider, it comes with an all-new aluminum underbelly, all-new aluminum chassis underneath this machine. A lot of carbon fiber, in fact, a huge carbon fiber bulkhead in between the lump out back and the passenger compartment. So this vehicle is very lightweight. It's lower, it's wider, it's actually shorter overall. But it's also one of those machines where you also look at, I guess, it's a supercar you could probably live with every day. Good sight lines out of the machines, not a huge amount of blind spots in it. Not to mention that all-wheel drive system, even in the part of the country where I live in, that this particular machine could be used pretty much every day. Now, if you were hoping for maybe a somewhat of a hot rod version, rear-wheel drive version, supposedly there's some in the works. There's a lightweight version coming as well. And if you're really cranky about the all-wheel drive, you can ratchet it back where it puts full 100% of the power to the rear wheels, but I'm assuming once the car gets out of shape that it'll kick right back into the all-wheel drive mode. Now, one of the sad parts about this particular machine moving forward is the fact that that gated 6-speed manual transmission will not return with the brand new R8. It will get exclusively a DL800 7-speed wet dual clutch transmission. So not as exciting as having a full-blown manual, but obviously it's got a lot of trick stuff to it, including a coast mode. If you're anywhere under 35 miles an hour, it'll decouple the engine or the drivetrain from the wheels, so the vehicle will just go in full coast mode if you're just off the throttle. Trying to save a couple of MPGs, I'm assuming. So, neat piece of kit. We'll hopefully learn a whole lot more about the, well, when it's going to be coming out at the Geneva Motor Show. Another vehicle is going to be debuting there is this particular machine. This is the new Mila Plus. Now, it comes with a 3-liter gasoline engine, also mated up with 2 electric engines, and apparently this vehicle will be able to go in full EV mode upwards of 75 kilometers or 46 miles. Now, it's a trick piece of kit, aluminum subframe underneath it, not to mention the batteries are actually integrated into some of the body panels. Now let's get to the real interesting part. The folks that are building this machine are the folks over at Magna. They're a supplier to a lot of the major manufacturers all across the world, which brings out an interesting situation. Would they honestly build an automobile that would compete with the folks where their main bread and butter comes from, where their cash comes from, which is supplying parts? Now, I have to say, the car looks fantastic, so I would love to see this into production, but maybe a slippery slope for the folks over at Magna to build this automobile. Last up on the list, the folks over at Mercedes-Benz showing off the brand new, and this is going to debut at the Geneva Motor Show, and going to be getting into racers' hands late this year, the year 2015, to go into GT3 racing in the year of 2016. This is the brand new AMG GT3 race car. Now, it's not going to get that fantastic 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine like that's in the road-going model. This will get the 6.3-liter normally aspirated V8 just like in the SLS race car. And haven't released power numbers as far as this machine is concerned. It does come with a 7-speed sequential gearbox that's going to be backing it up. That's pretty much all we know about this particular machine. It's going to debut at the Geneva Motor Show and will be a customer car coming right out of the folks over at Mercedes-Benz. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.